Are we live right now? I think everything should be on. Let me make sure I didn't mess up. I forgot my PC is really bad at capturing audio. Let me check on my phone. Maybe increase the gain a little bit, but I think that other than that, it should be fine. Maybe increase the gain a little bit, but I think that other than that, it should be fine. No, lower. All right. I just realized, is this like an infinite spiral thing going on? Yo, anime and manga. Oh, it's just a category. Okay. Tokyo Revengers. Let's see if it has the full anime, or am I gonna have to make one? We'll just do fall 2025 opening tier list as the 2025 fall season. I'm kind of worried. I think this is going to be a lot shorter than the other what is it? The other live streams I normally do because I genuinely did not watch anything this season, bro. It's so bad. Like atrociously bad, recordly bad even. In my 5 years of watching anime, this is genuinely the least I've probably watched because it just didn't feel like there was anything to watch. Am I bugging about that? I don't know. So either I'm gonna have to go really far in depth with like all these picks, and maybe turn this into a reaction stream. But we'll separate this into categories. Like I don't know. What's the my anime list? Might have to add some new ones in here. Oh, Jonathan, yep. There's that. I did watch that. Low key, this is probably gonna be me ranking the Tatsuki Fujimoto's 2017 through 27 just because of the fact that I don't have anything else. Genuinely. Can I like drag a file in here, or do I have to? Ugh, I have to download it. Damn. I feel like I have this image saved multiple times on my thing though. I just out hitai dosho, omana kameron dosho. That's probably completely off. But don't mind if I ever sing an opening because I just like make shit up. I don't even know if what I'm saying is correct or not. Okay. And just so that this stream doesn't feel short, we're going to do every individual Tatsuki Fujimoto 17 through 26. I just realized I could actually this image goes kind of hard. God damn it. All right. So that's the first image. If I saved it into the right place, I need to make sure I actually know where I'm putting these. This image looks cool. I'll use this. Actually, no, because it also doesn't really tell you anything. Yeah, there. That one works. From Sasaki, stop the bullet. No, this image is so peak, bro. Hold up. We'll do as much as I. Actually, I don't want to make comments. Let's see. I'm having a hard time picking for this one. Here, maybe the boat. No, we'll do her eating the bun. Yeah, that one will work. This is. Yeah, I don't really know what to say to this. I hear a loud ass plane. This works. I'm really hoping with the last one there is like. I'm kind of worried that nudity is gonna show up and like get me in trouble. No, not there. Here, this one will work. Okay, I didn't get in trouble. Hold up, let me see if I can fix this one. There we go. That one got fixed. There you go. I fixed the problem. Kind of. Now instead of watching 4 animes of the season, there's more. There's more here. Even though this one of them's cropped kind of weird. All right, so starting off with Gachi Akta. Uh, I think okay. I'm not as into it as like everyone else who's probably like a big fan, but I do think it is a very good show. I feel like if I had enough time to like really like slow down a bit and look at it, I'd probably enjoy it a lot more. But I think for now, it's like one of those shows that's still very good. I don't have like I just don't have a personal connection to it. I do think that it is very stylistic. I do think that the story so far has been moving at a good rate, and the action scenes, uh, mm, I wouldn't say there's been like anything that's really stood out to me action wise from this show. I would say probably like a very high A tier. Maybe if like maybe for the sake of like the fall season, it would be an S tier, but like as a show, it's like a very low S tier. But if we're talking about the show itself, I'd probably put it at an A tier if it wasn't for the fact that it was at fall. So I think I'm gonna put it at a very low S tier. You know, do I need one, two, three, four, five, six, seven? I'm missing one from here. Oh yeah, there you go, right here. Four, five. There you go. It's all in order. Oh my gosh, how am I messing this up? Drop Spy Family, One Punch Man. Dude, I'm genuinely debating if it's actually even worth like continuing Spy Family. Like legitimately. I didn't enjoy it like that much whenever I was like like catching up with the show cuz how do I put it? I don't normally mind if like child characters within like media because I get they're like stupid or like not stupid. I get they're like not as developed, so the way they think is a lot different than the way like adults would think. But even then, it's like I don't find any of the elementary school stuff to be entertaining. It's honestly I feel like when I'm like looking at the like all of Anya's sections in the show, I think to myself like is this how an adult anime fan feels when they're watching like a normal high school slice of life romance? Cuz that's like the only thing I just that's like the only thing that comes to my mind, you know? Hold up. Ugh, no, that's for later. Well, Spy Family. Spy Family try not to laugh. Comedy is subjective, so I can't really say if Spy Family is a funny show or not. It was bearable, you know? Like, it had enough jokes to the point where it could keep me entertained. Now, how many of those jokes actually made me laugh? Probably, like, just a handful. I don't think I've ever gotten to actually talk about it, but I did also watch the Spy Family movie. Yeah, Spy Family Code White. I don't know. I feel like I enjoyed Code White better than a majority of like, the rest of the show. Uma Musume number 1. I don't know about that. Yo, what is Olivia doing in the Spy Family like, the high anime Spy Family comment section? Never know. I do I felt like because of, like I felt like due to the fact that this was a movie, there was a lot more focus on an actual plot since the normal show itself is very episodic. Like, it feels like something is done, and then it doesn't contribute to the overall plot whatsoever. That's why, like, in my fall video, I ended up talking about how, like, the I ended up bringing up how Anya failed to get a Stella Star ever since the, like, 6th episode. Because to me, that was just insane that no progress on that had been made. Like, it felt like I knew that this wasn't canon. So I obviously knew whatever happened with the Celestar, it wasn't gonna matter. But when I saw this movie, it felt like what I wanted Spy Family to be. Like, a very high action packed story where everyone's involved and everything feels intertwined. But in the actual show itself, if okay, let me try pulling up the actual anime itself. We'll take season 2, I guess, since it's like oh yeah, no, the Berlin. Okay, no, no, no. The what is it? The cruise was also a good arc. I'll say that too. The cruise was also a good arc. That felt like also another thing that I actually enjoyed with Spy Family. I think it's just annoying because with the story bits of Spy Family, it always feels like they're like, "Oh, Stella Star potential right here. Stella Star, Stella Star. Is Anya gonna get a Stella Star?" And it never happens. Like, it's so annoying because progress does not ever feel like it's being made. Occasionally, she'll get closer with Damien. and Other than that, literally nothing. I could not tell you a single thing about the politics and with like Lloyd's mission. I genuinely I know it's supposed to feel like a main focus, but somehow it always feels like a secondary thing. Like, oh yeah, I guess this is the reason he's doing this or that. And so it just kind of comes off as, oh, this subplot is stupid. Oh, crap, my phone. I don't know, when I first saw this arc, like the cruise arc, I was I was actually, like, interested because I had a feeling like there was gonna be development, and there was. Like, you're being able to acknowledge the fact that she does care for this family in a different way, and I also think that having all 3 of them trapped in, like, the same area was entertaining. Because weirdly enough, it feels like their lives are too separate, you know? Like, yeah, we have Twilight and we have, the Thorn Princess. I think that's what yours thing, whole, was it her name is for assassin work. But their lives feel so separate from each other that I can't it doesn't feel it doesn't feel like the story is hold on, let me turn this off real quick. I have to check something. Sorry, yeah, no, I was checking the stream. But yeah, no, it's like it's pretty annoying. And I was very excited to see Lloyd's backstory since he as a character is probably one of the most mysterious. And then it's just nothing. Like I get that this is supposed to be just like a travesty, but it felt like there was like it feels like it's trying to force you to feel sad or sympathetic or empathetic. But how am I supposed to feel empathetic when I barely even knew or like when all of this just like came out of nowhere? There was no time to like fully there was barely any time to fully digest anything that was going on in the story. And it just felt so rushed. Like and not even like the anime. Like I think like the anime kind of just did anything it could. I don't know what the manga does, but it's just kind of crazy. So I ultimately decided from that point on that I was just gonna drop Spy Family. Next up is My Hero Academia. Or it says final. Hold on. The final season, that's what it says. I guess this is my moment to actually talk about My Hero, since I didn't before. Trying to think what my favorite. Oh, honestly, I think it's really cool that they took, like, all the movie characters because originally the movie characters were not supposed to be, like, canon characters, like, it was just supposed to be, like, side plots, but the fact that now these characters are officially canon feels pretty cool. I still, need to actually watch all the My Hero movies. I only watched the first one, but I've heard that they're all pretty good, and the animation for them is also on another level, especially compared to the other seasons. Although I will say, animation-wise, I feel like all the animation complaints with My Hero ended around, what is it? Probably around last season, I feel. Like, sure, there were some moments people would complain about, but I think overall it was pretty solid. And I think they also, especially with season 8, like, I don't think there was anything that felt, like, butchered or, like, really bad. I think the tensions with, All For One and, like, it didn't feel like anything was forced because like, this is, like, a big fight, you know? And having All Might face was it, All For One the way it did, like, there was high tension. Like, it didn't feel like there was some bullshit, like, you didn't know what was gonna happen, like, it was never unless you read the manga, I feel like they didn't I think I can't even speak. I think Horikoshi did a good job making it seem like it could go either way. Like, All Might could be alive, he could be dead, you know? It would make sense either way if he could live or not. And I think that, especially I think another thing My Hero does very well is, showing the entire world reacting to what's going on. Because one thing in, like, when it comes to, like, these supernatural stories, and I think that, like, some could easily forget that there is a world around them, especially because it mainly focuses in, like, one section. So kind of seeing actual representation around the world support All Might was pretty cool. Oh, right, the opening. I don't I don't know. I didn't care for the opening that much. Like song-wise, I didn't really this shit. Dude, I posted on my TikTok because I was randomly scrolling YouTube. I don't know if it's actually gonna pop up. Last time I couldn't even log into TikTok. I don't know if they fixed that problem. Oh, it looks like they did. You know, I was on TikTok and I posted this video or like this screenshot because why the fuck is Crunchyroll trying to promote their free trials for like with that? The ending is a different story though. I love the ending for what is it? Originally like in my fall video, I was gonna put Chainsaw Man what is it? Jane Doe as the best ending. But then I was like looking at this, I was like, nah, let the nostalgia bait win. I'm sure all the like I'm not gonna pretend like I was here for the long haul. Like I started watching 5 years ago when season 5 was just about to air. Like season 5 was my first season of My Hero. So yeah, I think when did it was around this point, yeah. But even song wise, I actually like this song too. Better than the opening as well. I also just love the style in which everyone's drawn. Oh, also people okay. One thing I also wanna discuss is that I actually do like the ending of My Hero. A lot of people were giving it shit because Midoriya lost his quirk and became a teacher, like, full 9 to 5 or something like that. Like, that was a big meme when the manga first ended. But I feel like people miss the point, you know? Like, Midoriya as a character was someone that always wanted to help people. And that's why he even got One for All in the first place. And I think that the fact that he even became a teacher after everything happened makes so much sense for his character. It's not like he hates it, and he's constantly inspiring people. And this was proof that people never forgot who he was. Like they're like, sure, maybe his fan base isn't as big as like Mirio or Bakugo in the current day, but that doesn't mean that he didn't leave an impression. He did what he needed to do, right? He just helped people and he's content with that. And I think that's perfect for his character. I don't know what people wanted Horikoshi to do because even like he even got this Iron Man suit as well. I don't know what people want. This was as I feel like this was as perfect of an ending as My Hero could have gotten. And I think there's another episode coming out in 2 days. All right, this Fire Emblem ask ending. I will say it is crazy that My Hero is ending. This is like the last really long running series I can think of. I know my brother in particular is like a big My Hero fan. He's been watching since day one, so I do need to get to these. Yeah. I think My Hero honestly, no, My Hero is definitely above Gachi Akuta for me. And then one that's like not even a debate, Ranma 1/2. I love Ranma 1/2 so much. I feel like I definitely want to get around to watching the original series one day. Because I've heard a lot of people like I hear that there's a lot they end up cutting that does like change the way that the characters develop. And so I'm kind of curious to see what those little moments are. But I can see why the show is like like a classic. Because even with all the cut content, I still love this show to death. Anything but a tier list, Quante. What do you mean anything but a tier list? The tier list is right here. There's just nothing to do. Listen, I don't think you realize I have to stall for as long as I possibly can because no matter what happens, like this just ain't happening, bro. I had to separate the 17 by 26 into 8 separate things because I didn't know what to say. If we were going by what I actually watched this season, we would already be nearly done with stream because I have nothing to say about anything else here. Like this season was so ass, bro. Like you know it's bad when some of the biggest things that from this season are all like it's still just the Chainsaw Man movie, bro. Like my hero this season is like the equivalent of like what Oshinoko was last summer. But even then, there was other shit like Shika Noko Noko Koshkantan. Like, I don't know. I'm excited to talk about Winter. Nuki Tashi, what is that? Is this something that came out this season? Okay, bro. What did the Quanti? Quanti, what the fuck is this, bro? Let me read the Siren Island twist. The citizens. It's a funny anime, bro. What are you on? What is this? What are you trying to put me on? You know, we're gonna skip Yano Kun's Ordinary Days just to talk about Chainsaw Man. I feel like I do remember talking about Chainsaw Man extensively in my Demon Slayer video, but there was just like it felt like with Chainsaw Man, it wasn't for me at least. It was not even a competition between which movie was better. I knew like even from the trailers alone, Chainsaw Man was gonna go crazy. I didn't remember anything from because I read the manga back in like 2021. I think it was when part two was still new. Hating Makima. I don't even know, man. Like, well, I don't even know what people's like perception of Makima was before the movie. I feel like it was relatively the same. Like, as someone who watched the movie, it didn't change my perspective on Makima at all. Like, obviously, I knew about like the later things in the series and what she does, but maybe I'm tripping. But like, I feel like from the perspective of Makima, it still makes sense on what she did to Reze. And it's just like to me, it always made sense that she was, you know, evil. So I don't know. She was never a great person. Like anyone who didn't think that she was manipulating Denji from the very start, I don't know what y'all were watching, but I was watching Chainsaw Man the entire time, and I witnessed Denji essentially get like groomed, or not groomed, but like just manipulated. It is groomed. I don't know. You know, for a guy who is talking a lot of shit, we're gonna move Gachi Akuta down to A tier. I have to. I have to make it seem balanced. This list makes absolutely no fucking sense. If I literally just have nothing but S tiers, S tiers, and then okay, I didn't even watch this, so I can't even say I dropped it. Like the most cursed, bro. Imagine, bro. Quanti, screenshot this, bro. If I had literally only done the animes I watched from this season, this would be the final tier list. Besides, actually, no, there is one more. There is one more. Where is it? This monster wants to eat me. I can't tell if it's this. Oh, it's this one right here. Like, yeah, maybe this. Like, this is stupid. This is fucking stupid, bro. Oh no. This one I'm just saying is a B tier because I'm only on episode 5. So that's all I really can say. I mean, I do like everything so far. It's just for me, it's like not even close to Gachi Akuta yet. It's not like it could be like maybe who knows? Maybe the next couple of episodes will change my mind. But for now, it's just nah, nah, not quite fucking with it yet. Yano-kun, it's like the if I were to give it an A, I feel like it'd be like a very, very low A. But it is definitely enjoyable for what it is. It doesn't really do anything too extraordinary, but it is. I don't know, I feel like that's just all I can say about it. Like it does everything it needs to well. I think for me, it's just easier to get through this because it's the romance pick of the season, and there just wasn't a lot in general. I think the overall issue with this season is that there were just shows that didn't look like I felt like watching. All right, let's just get through the. Low key, this just might be a short stream because I don't really feel like going into more depth on these. This was an A tier, higher than Gachiakta. I think that it had a very strong introduction and ending. I do think that the dramatic tension in between with the alien finding out the identity of the two, and honestly, the action was crazy. Like when you starting off the 17th to 26th, this was an amazing pick for a first episode because it really sets you up for like what this show is about to be. Next one is probably one of like the lower end ones. Put this below Yano-kun. I don't know. Sasaki stopped the bullet. I get what he was trying to say, but it didn't do any. It like compared to like especially the rest of this, it didn't feel crazy. Like it didn't. I think it's just that Tatsuki Fujimoto as an author usually takes advantage of like the space he's in when he's writing a story, but Sasaki Stopped the Bullet was confined to one anime man not being an anime man. I don't I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't even think it's just me. I feel like every time I saw someone talk about the fall season, they just didn't have a strong opinion on it. Even Giga, I saw a little bit of his fall video, and he was even making a joke about it too, because it didn't feel like there was anything to really talk about. Episode 3, I do think it was also very interesting. I did really like this episode. I would say like this one just felt really it was so stupid, but I loved it. It's just like a simple confession scene. And I, the mentality of no, no, I don't fucking care. I have to do this was really entertaining. This would go. I think I like honestly like this one better than the first one. Like I feel like when Fujimoto gets really crazy with his stories, that's when like I'm the most engaged with it. Or like really deep. So I also felt like it was kind of crazy how well he was able to develop this singular character within the span of 10 minutes, and how like the vampire and her just like contrast each other's personalities and how it developed. Like that was crazy to me, but it worked. I mean, it was amazing. This one was like Ponyo nostalgia. This was probably like the closest you'll get to like a drama or like the most a drama got from Tatsuki Fujimoto. Uh, this one was interesting. To be honest, the idea of a guy turning into a girl, like that's I feel like when he wrote that, that probably would have been crazy. But nowadays, with how often people joke about it, when I first saw like the person looking in the mirror, I was like, huh. So it's one of those stories. But I do think like like the relationship aspect of it was pretty interesting. N- Honestly, the was it the seventh episode felt like the closest thing to Chainsaw Man out of all of these. With all the weapons in the sky and Nayuta as a character, because like this character, I don't even remember his name, feels like a more heroic version of like Denji, a person who has their life figured out together, but still has like the protector role that Denji ends up playing a little bit in the second part. So I think that's like pretty interesting. Lastly, ooh, I think I'll put this above the first episode. I don't know. Like, I guess this one, yeah. This one's probably the one I remember the most. I don't know. Episode 4 just stood out to me a lot, I guess. A lot more than I thought it would. For me, this was a very solid story. I just think, like, it reminded me a lot of a Look Back, you know, and I felt like Look Back did a better job, or not better, it did a job did, like, I guess better would be a word for it, at, like, capturing, a specific theme. I do think that everything here said is very interesting, with, like, sibling dynamics, but it with, like with Look Back, I probably shouldn't be comparing. But with this episode, I think it does a surprisingly good job capturing sibling dynamics, and I think that's very it's very interesting because Tatsuki Fujimoto doesn't have siblings, you know? So the fact that he's able to, and honestly, I feel like that goes for everything involving 17 through 26 and 6 in general. The fact that he's able to create such crazy situations, not in the sense that it's like, otherworldly things, but something that is still grounded, something we can imagine. Like, I will say with Sasaki, uh, caught a bullet, I could still give it credit, even though it is my least favorite on this list. I can still give it credit for being able to tell a story in such a short span of time that is so, like, what is it? That feels so deep, you know? And yet it's in a situation that's so bizarre. A middle schooler caught a bullet and it's physically impossible. And the entire theme of it would be like, "Oh, yeah, some things may seem impossible, but the odds are never 0." And it's like that, even like that, like 1,000th of a percent could be the motivation to keep us going. And I think that's really deep. So, I think that's something that's very interesting. It's just, yeah. So, yeah. That was basically everything with the fall season. Unfortunate, I would continue, but I genuinely don't have anything to say beyond this. I had to like do everything in my power to stretch this all out. I I promise, like, when the winter season comes out, I will definitely have a lot more to say. I mean, we could look at it right now, but I already know, just based off what I saw, I could probably say a lot more. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna be watching Frieren, Oshinoko, Vigilantes, uh, maybe get the Trigon Stampede. On the Blue Archive controversy, what's the Blue Archive controversy? Oh, about streamers? For any confusion and concern caused by Blue Archive influencer campaign, we take the valuable feedback you've shared with us very seriously. After internal review and discussion, we've decided to not proceed with the influencer campaign. Moving forward, we will strive to communicate in ways that better align with the direction of Blue Archive and the expectations of Sensei. We would like to sincerely thank Sensei who continue to support Blue Archive and share their valuable feedback with us. We will do our utmost to deliver a better experience and campaign and continue improving Blue Archive. So what? This series just like stopped its influencer campaign because these people didn't really like care for the game. Interesting. I don't really know what to say to that. What the fuck is this? No, I don't know. All right. I'm probably gonna end stream now, mainly because I still do have a final tomorrow. I did want to like at least talk a little bit about fall season before I end up wrapping up the year, because I'm probably not going to be able to do an anime stream next week, but I am going to talk about. It's really weird, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm probably gonna do a stream on the 1st of January, maybe depending on if I'm busy or not. And yeah, just talking about the year as a whole. I think there is going to be a lot to say. All right.